the lettuces, but first we need the seeds. I thought I had the seeds over here, but apparently I was. We are also starting to transport salt water into the farmhouse. This long pipe is already built. Well, my friends, tonight we feast, because, well, Harry is even going to bring his burger and enjoy it in his rocket. Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today we are going to continue our operations on the water world. If we can get water exporting done by today, I'm gonna be pretty happy, and I think we are on the verge of getting that done. We just need to give our builder dupes a little bit more time. Now, we are facing some serious water issues. If we go back into the main planet and go all the way to the bottom, we can see that our water situation is not exactly the greatest, but in order to try and fix it, at least for now, we have sent this rocket over here to collect us some salt water. We are going to be carrying 36 tons of water. That's like how much does this tank take? Yeah, this tank takes roughly 84 tons of salt water, so 36 would be something like this much water. Not bad, but it's going to require several trips over there to fill up this tank, so we cannot really count on it to produce a clean water, and that's why coming over here would be awesome, because there is plenty of clean water available to be transported. Also, getting these artifacts is also one of our priorities, given that we are trying to go for the archaeology thingy. We need several terrestrial artifacts, of which we only have found 4, plus these 2 equals 6, meaning we are still 4 artifacts to go. Now, my friends, while this takes place, it's still going to take a little bit of time until our dupes get everything built, but they are actually going through it at a good pace. I'm happy with their progress. We are also going to go through several small optimizations. I've been over time just doing scaffolding optimization. Most of the useless scaffolding has been removed. I'm still working on a few last bits here and there. It's hard to remember where all the useless scaffoldings are and go there and delete them, so it's something over time, right? And we are also working on a small expansion to our base, so that we can claim a little bit more room and make a few extra apartments to house a few more dupes. Alright, my friends, our rocket is ready to roll. I'm just checking one thing out. We have salt water over there stuck in the pipe at 33 degrees. Let's call in the crew. The crew is on board, and let's launch the rocket back into our home base. But I just want to see if we are going to make a mess over here or not. I think that that rocket is far away enough that the exhaust should not... yep, no impact over here. Perfect. Alright, my friends, so our transportation rocket has arrived, and if we check the piping over here, we'll have the salt water go through a ginormous pipe, and hopefully it will end up in our storage down there. Now let's just launch this rocket into space. We were waiting on Harry over here to launch this rocket, so let's go launch that rocket. Now, once Frankie, I believe, is our latest hiring. Joshua, really? Really, Joshua? Okay, you do you. I won't stop you. Sure thing. I even lose my train of thought. Whenever Frankie returns, and that seemed to be like right now, it would appear that Frankie has returned recently. We are now going to stop Frankie from using this rocket, the mining rocket that is already resupplied, and we are going to start having him operate the transportation rockets. There is just so much like stuff for us to grab from this planet that yeah, we need to dedicate a little bit of time. So Turner is going to be excused from using this rocket from here on out, and it's going to be Frankie's responsibility to transport all of that stuff back to the home base. Here we go, salt water being delivered to our storage. Pretty nice. Now this is going to take a little bit of time to offload this rocket because the line is being used by like a lot of thingies, but you know, that's fine. It's a overtime thingy that we are going to do over here. Besides, the rocket can stay in here for a little while because the pilot is going on another mission, so it's totally fine. I mean, offloading the rocket is taking a little bit of time, my friends, especially when you have so many competing thingies all going at the same time. Given that materials and power are no longer an issue, I'm just thinking about creating a secondary thingy over here to filtrate the water from the starports, and the regular filter can stay just for the fluids that we gather in the map. Well, finally it's built. With the new filtration system we should be able to offload our rocket that much quicker, given that now we don't have to share with the existing line, which is pretty nice. Now, this is actually really needed because, yeah, we are still offloading this one while this one is already empty, so yeah. Not only that, the fact that we are still offloading that one means that this one cannot offload because, well, because of the way the line is built. It's complicated. There is just a mess of pipes somewhere that prevents this line from being emptied out while the other is active, which means that this rocket is not active, and it's not grabbing us hydrogen to use as fuel, which is also not that good, to be perfectly honest. If, like, life wasn't so complicated with pipes already, like... yeah, just look at this mess. I would probably build a third line to help out offloading the rockets a little bit faster, but right now I can't be bothered. Eventually I will do it, but just eventually. Well, my friends, I believe I have found another Rocketeer dupe. Finally, after a very long time, we finally got somewhat decent at rocketry. Catalina over here, traits skilled bedside manner, which is not bad. Gastrophobia, I mean, cannot do cooking errands, not terrible. Stress reaction, vomiter, and super productive as overjoy response, which means that I usually let go of rocketeer dupes that have a stressed reaction of destroying stuff, destructive. Because imagine the dupe destroying the rocket control station mid-flight, probably bad things would happen, so yeah, I tend to stay away from those. Catalina, not the case, so let's print her, give her her scheduling and a snazzy suit, and send her in a mining mission, because we have a bunch of rockets just staying still. And that reminds me, our dupes that we have hired last episode have been going through the tech tree really quickly. Frankie over here is almost a fully fledged Rocketeer, one more skill point, and he's going to get all the skills that he ever going to get. So, pretty cool. As for Camille, well, Camille is now a full farmer and a full rancher. All the remaining skill points will be put into the exosuit training, and that's going to be it for Camille as well. So yeah, but now, where is our new dupe? Hello, Catalina. She is also just going to get Rocketeer, Exosuit, and Rocket Pilot level 2, and that's going to be it. It's going to take a little bit of time until she gets all of that done, however. It's our first day, and we are already throwing Catalina into the wolves. Let's go, let's send her on a mission. There is a manual generator inside of that cockpit, which will allow Catalina to work on her athletic skills. And, well, I mean, she'll also gain experiencing in rocketeering. Pretty certain of that. Let's launch that. This one should also begin its launch sequence, as we have already fully resupplied this one. This one can go. This one, however, I wouldn't go through there. This one, however, still needs to offload the liquids inside of that tank, which should start pretty soon. There we go. This rocket is almost empty, which is pretty nice. Once this rocket has been completely emptied out, well, we can bring it over here, because this thing is open for business, my friends. We are missing 3 pieces of rail, and, well, rail is not important when you your objective is to transport a bunch of liquids, right? So yeah, whenever we feel like it, we can launch the rocket and bring a bunch of clean water back to base, which is going to happen in a few cycles. And well, I'm pretty happy about that. Hopefully we won't melt anything as we launch this rocket and have the other one touch down over here. Now, my friends, before we leave, there is one thing that I almost forgot. We need to bring 2 artifacts with us. So, how about we cancel this? We don't need that for now. How about we build ourselves a ladder over here? Hopefully, we won't cause any glitches like we had last time with accidental infinite storage. These weird features are prone to have that kind of thing happen. Let's mine ourselves over here, fill this up with water, but in the meantime we are going to bring home a couple extra artifacts, because I'm pretty certain that our builder dupes won't return to this place anytime soon. We need to get all of this water out of here before we can properly tame these 2 volcanoes. They need to be tamed in the sense that they spew different liquids to the one that we have over here. Different... Well, not really. This one is polluted water, so it needs to be encapsulated so we don't mix it with the regular water, and this one needs to be tamed because it spews water at 95 degrees, so it needs something similar to this setup over here to chill the water a little bit before we ship it back home. Alright, it would appear that we have finally removed all of the salt water from our rocket, and look at that, look at the amount of salt water that we brought. Pretty nice. As we know, in oxygen not included, water is life, because it means oxygen, and it means food. We didn't bring this salt water just to make clean water, no, 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 no. From the start, I've been saying something. Last season, I actually even spoke about this, but then I end up not doing it. There is one thing that we are missing towards getting the best food in the game, and that thing is the water weed. But now we finally have the ingredient this thing needs, which is a salt water and some bleach stone. But who cares about that? That is not a problem. Yes, salt water. Yeah, now the prospect of bringing salt water from here into the other, like, this is a bit ridiculous how I organize things, but at the same time it makes things fun. So I need to transport salt water from here, because this pipe ends up in here, from here all the way into the other corner of the map, so that then I can transport it from here into the other corner of the map again. Oh boy, I love doing things sometimes. I just love how I do things and then I just regret everything. But just remember that we could not do the reclamation system over here because of the extreme cold temperatures that we had over here to start with. So, yeah, that is also a thing. But yeah, my friends, finally, after all of this time, we are going to get the lettuces. But first we need the seeds. I thought I had the seeds over here, but apparently I was totally mistaken. Where are the waterweed seeds? Here they are. Please, could you please pack some in? No? Okay, I will have to clean out my existing list, which I have carefully selected, so that I can then force the game to just put the freaking seeds. Okay. So be it, game. So be it. All of this just so we can send how many seeds? I didn't even see how many seeds, and please game don't crash. Thank you. 48 seeds. That's not bad, that's more than we actually need, so thank you, game. From here on out, just like, I will just... I mean, I could technically make several conveyor loaders and just have one with higher priority, and then the auto sweeper will just get that one first, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't think about things that way, so yeah. I suppose that I will just rebuild the list as we go along, selecting the most important materials first. Alright, so over on the water planet we are completely done. The only thing left is to bring the artifacts, so let's do the old switcheroo by deconstructing the storage and building a pedestal. We then transport the object in here, deconstruct that thing, and reconstruct the storage over here. Alright, first artifact in, we then proceed by removing it and selecting the other one, if I can find it. Useless machine, please Travaldo, go grab it with maximum urgency, so that we can finally return back into the home front. With both artifacts inside of the rocket, our job over here is done, and we are on the leave. I think everything is done. Acknowledge warnings, let's begin the launch sequence. Let's come... Oh, Jesus, this might take a while. I need to select this. Thank you. Let's deconstruct that and then rebuild the storage. Beautiful launch. We are going to have over here, right on the edge of the map. We can barely see this side of the rocket, but oh well, it is what it is. Now that the starport, whoops, wrong planet. Now that the starport is available, maybe we should bring this rocket over here. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the pilot available, so we are going to call Bahi, meaning this rocket is going to stay idle for a little bit, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Let's call Bahi, send this rocket and bring back to our colony 36 tons of clean water. I'm pretty certain that we are going to need it sooner rather than later. For me now, this is a game of how little rockets can I keep on base at any given time. Right now the answer is 2, because I don't have pilots for them. Because all the other rockets have left the area, which is pretty nice. Oh, god damn it, almost two. One has just returned from space. Now, my friends, while our rockets are in transit, I have to entertain myself with a few things, right? So I am just keep on building the new expansion to our base. There is plenty of things that will have to be moved, and those things are going to take a few moments to put down, plan, and all of that. In fact, I have to build, rebuild, and deconstruct and reconstruct a few times until I get it right. So yeah, that's probably the few things that I'm going to be focusing on for a little while, at least until our rockets arrive at their destinations. Well, speaking about reaching their final destination, our water rocket is already here, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, our dupe cannot leave the Spacefarer module. We don't have a ladder over here, but that's fine. There is not a lot of things to do. So now, as we can see, we are inputting 20 kills at a time, which means this thing should be full in a few cycles. Alright, my friends, our team of builder dupes have arrived, and soon, there we go, that's precisely what I was going to say, Lyra, please don't drop the artifact. Soon we should have our artifacts analyzed, putting us at 6 artifacts out of 10 that we need to achieve the archaeologist thingy. The cosmic archaeology thingy from the end scenarios. We are going to go for all 3 of them. The Home Sweet Home is just missing the Great Monument, and Lyra is getting in a better mood because she probably just ate something she didn't like too much, I would assume. But yeah, just a monument away and we can get this one done. It's just a billion amount of steel that we still need for other things. However, for this one we just need to find 4 additional terrestrial artifacts, which is pretty nice. The game be like, oh, you are complaining about Rocketeer dupes, here is 2 for you to choose from. Thank you, game, I suppose. We are going to go for Devon, given that he is the best Rocketeer from the 2 of them, and besides, the debuffs are pretty much the same, with the exception that Meep over here has a second debuff, so... Devon, welcome to the colony. You will be operating a rocket pretty soon. Hello, I am the new guy. I'm here for my training. Where can I get my training? This is my first day over here, so I would like to understand what are my my responsibilities. It would be nice. Wait, this is no training area. No, Devon, this is no training area. You are thrown straight into the line of duty in this colony. No training for you. Just press that big red button, okay, and pray for the best, okay? Training achieved. Feel free to launch the rocket whenever you feel like it. There you go, Devon. But in other news, my friends, we are ready to open up the new areas. We are going to have a carbon dioxide explosion. It's not going to be pretty, but at the same time, we have systems to deal with that, so that's totally fine. And the reason for that is quite simple. Pressure inside is 1.6 kilos, right? Pressure outside 10 kilos, so... Yeah, a few things will be overrun by carbon dioxide, but this thing will take care of that really quickly. So yeah, I'm just going to break these open, and then tomorrow I will start the transferring process. All the pipes are already built. All we need to do is transfer all the water from this tank into this tank, then cut the pipes and connect the new pipes. Nothing fancy, right? Let me see. Then we have to connect this new thingy. The pipe is already built. We just need to deconstruct this thingy and reconnect the pipes. And that's going to be it. Just we need to wait for all of this polluted water to be converted, and we can start this process pretty soon. Alright, so over here we got our rocket filled up with a bunch of water. Very first delivery that we are going to do from this planet, and let me just double check that the water doesn't get affected by the temperature. It doesn't. Beautiful. And by the way, my friends, just to put into perspective, right, we can transport 36 tons of water, right? This one line is 74 tons of water, which is roughly the double the amount of water that we can transport, which means that in order for us to get all this water out of here, we have to do these many journeys. I can't even see that number. Yeah, we have to do all of these journeys times 2. We have fun times await us. Now, my friends, when it comes to our team of builder dupes, I was thinking and maybe we should return to this planet over here so that we can tame this tungsten volcano. It has been a while, so why not? Besides, this colony needs a little bit of maintenance here and there. Just pick up a few things, and look at that, we already have 500 kilograms of resin waiting for us, which is pretty nice as well. So I think that's more reason for us to return here. So let's just call in the crew, set the destination, and send our dupes back into the stinking world. But well, my friends, we are now finally receiving the water from the water world. After all of this time, we are now receiving the fruits from our labor, which is pretty nice. We are also starting to transport salt water into the farmhouse. This long pipe is already built. It's quite long, as you can see, but well, now we are finally here. Now we are also going to require someone to come over here and drop us a little bit of salt water, please, as this required to be underwater, but just a little bit. You cannot have too much of that stuff. Now, water with. Why is it important? Because, my friends, it was the final ingredient to get the frost burgers over here. As we can see, we are producing barbecue since like episode number, I don't know, frost buns. We have the ability of to make as many as we want, and we were just missing the lettuce. So from now on, we are going to tell our dupes to stop eating the barbecue, and we are just going to forever frost buns, frost burgers, I mean. And yeah, I mean, they are not going to be eating this thing all the time. It's just a little treat for them, you know, from time to time. Now, my friends, given that we have a small problem when it comes to water, I thought to myself, how about we optimize this thingy a little bit? I'm just going to have a couple of loops using regular water that they are going to touch these metal tiles. This way they are going to absorb the chillness of the polluted water and brine that we bring through here, and chill out this water over here, which until this point could not be chilled out because of the vacuum that is created over here, right? So let's just build this thing very quickly while this thing is dormant and put it into practice. Now, my friends, this might be a little bit of a stupid idea because, well, we have temperatures that are hot enough to boil the water and cold enough to freeze the water, so broken pipes are to be expected. If this doesn't work, we'll, you know, in the next dormancy cycle, we'll break open this again and repair it according to the information that we gather until then. Oh, and by the way, my friends, I managed to get only one rocket landed on the starport, which is pretty nice. Just look at this. Isn't this a beautiful map of the cosmos? Rockets flying all over the place, gathering resources, transporting resources, getting us beautiful things. Now, my friends, since we started making the renovations, we had the inevitable carbon dioxide explosion. However, I would just like to point out the potency of these thingies, the oxyferns. These things have been converting carbon dioxide at a very impressive pace. So yeah, kinda neat that we'll have our own oxyferns farm. Will probably prevent this thing from working ever again, but oh well, it is what it is. Alright, my friends, so it would appear that our dupes have arrived at the Stinky World. Let's just deploy a rover, because rovers are always very, very helpful. One rover right there. And then let's drop our rocket right here. And do a few maintenance tasks before we dedicate ourselves to taming this thingy over here. Alright, my friends, over here on this tiny little geyser vent, we already filled up this thingy with water, and now we are going to test it the next time this thing comes online in a few cycles. So let's take advantage of its dormancy, close this chamber off, and vacuum it out. There we go. But moving on, my friends, over here on this planet, first we are going to start by filling up this chamber with a bunch of water before we uncover the tungsten volcano. After we have all of that water, we'll uncover it, analyze it, close the chamber, wait for steam, and then open the chamber to let this polluted oxygen and oxygen leave the chamber, and then we close it again, and that thing is tamed. Alright, my friends, with what I would consider to be a decent amount of water, let's uncover this volcano and hope for the best. Hope that that tungsten won't turn this water immediately into steam, at least until we analyze it. After that, it can turn into steam whenever it feels like it. Straight from the volcano into the temperature shift plate. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, having a temperature shift plate at that temperature. But well, we are almost done in here. We probably have placed a little bit more water than we should, but oh well. In the end, the more pressure that we have inside of this chamber, the better. Besides, we are going to bleed out a little bit anyway, so it's not the end of the world, I suppose. Now, Trevaldo, could you please hurry up? We have other things to do. Well, my friends, it would appear that we had our first harvest of lettuce a while ago, but I forgot to set up the filters over there, so it just sat in there for a while, lost a little bit of freshness, but that's fine. That's totally fine. I believe we'll be able to make our very first frost burgers probably today. Let's see. Do I have any barbecue left? I don't. Okay, we'll have to wait for the barbecue. In fact, let's tell the dupes to stop eating that food, so that we can then later on turn it into burgers. So, here we go. Well, my friends, tonight we feast, because, well, Harry is even going to bring his burger and enjoy it in his rocket. Pretty nice. But here we go, so I'm pretty sure everybody's going to have frost burgers tonight, and I'm pretty certain everybody's going to enjoy it. Look at Nisbet. Look at her face of enjoyment. I can tell that she's enjoying it. I'm going to be honest, my friends, I don't think we'll be turning this water into steam in this dormancy stage, because I've been monitoring the water. It goes up by 3 or 4 degrees per eruption, so yeah. I think it's safe to send our dupes back. If we really need to come in here in an emergency, we can do so. So let's just send everybody back and prepare our dupes for the next planetary colonization. Let's see, what other planets do we still have to colonize? 3 of them. The regolith, 1 the fire planet, and the gas planet over here. I mean, we could go for a fiery adventure, don't you think? Holy Jesus. Oh my lord. Uh... Okay. This is different. What I was expecting. This is gonna make things a little bit difficult for us. I was expecting a nice, smooth, abyssalite surface where we could drop a bunch of package, have the rovers do the usual tasks for us. But no. And in here we cannot do like we did in the water planet, land the rover over here and just have it mine a little bit, because this is level 3 stuff. Which means the rover won't be able to mine it. So, what we need to do is land a rover right there and just carpet bomb this planet with a bunch of obsidian and hope that the most of it will land right here, and then build ourselves a surface where we can then land a rocket and all of that. And yeah, this is going to be completely messy and it's going to require a lot of preparation. But right now, let's contend with the fact that we get to launch all of these rockets at the same time. I believe this is a wonderfully beautiful experience. So it's like an orchestra of rocketry. Beautiful, if you ask me. Well, my friends, I was taking a look at this thingy over here, and would you look at that? The massive cloud of very hot gas is spreading very nicely. So, I was thinking, instead of going into the fire planet, how about we come over here instead? We deconstruct all of this machinery. We don't need it for now, it's only kinda giving us a bunch of broken building warnings, and it's starting to annoy me a little bit. And we start setting up other things so that this can melt a little bit faster. We can start at least by mining all of this ice, halving the thermal mass that we need to increase the temperature, and then we can use some of the excess power that we have, which is a lot, just to build a bunch of thingies. I don't remember their names. Space heaters. We build a bunch of space heaters over here, and they over time are just going to eat up this area. It's going to cost us nothing, so why not do that and speed up the process, right? So I think this is the next destination for our team of builder dupes. And now, finally, my friends, after so many cycles, our interplanetary water transportation caravans are starting to making a dent on our storage area. Look at this, finally, we have a bunch of both saltwater, brine. We are starting to get a bunch of polluted water, even though we are using a bunch of polluted water as well towards the timbleweeds and pinches. But because we are also bringing clean water, we also have a decent amount that we are now transporting into the other planet to make us some crude oil. And by the way, this thingy, my friends, is just like, you know, I love me some gauges, right? And I sometimes have to entertain myself because I have to wait long periods of time, right? So pretty much this thingy is just collecting the signals from all the water conversion systems over here, right? Once they go active, they will activate one of the respective thingies over here to let us know that they are active. The blue one represents the water that is being transported towards the other planet to turn into crude oil. And the blinking is simply because I was bored and I thought to myself, well, blinking, blinking lights are always nice, right? And so all we have to do is go get the signals, pass them through an AND gate connected to a timer sensor that goes green-red quite frequently. Well, my friends, our colonization dupes have arrived. There is only one small issue. I'm recording this video in multiple parts. As you probably are already aware, oxygen not included videos take a little bit of time. So multiple days usually are required, and I don't remember where they come from. I don't remember what was the last mission I had you guys... Do you guys know? I think they came over here, tamed this volcano, and left. Okay, so I do remember what they are supposed to do next, which is, well, resupply the rocket, which is not that difficult. I'm pretty certain we have a bunch of suits on. Yeah, definitely. We have all the suits that we need. And the next stop is this planet, right here. We are going to deconstruct all of these... what? Thank you. We are going to deconstruct all of these buildings so they don't break down and we don't get all of these warnings. It's kind of annoying. And we are going to do a couple of space heaters down here. Get rid of all of these ice and all of that. Yeah, okay, I remember my purpose now. Given that we have an automatic refueling system, this thing is almost ready to go. I'm pretty sure I can just call in the crew, change the destination, and just be done with it. But well, my friends, when it comes to small optimizations, I have changed a few things around. As you can probably see, our molecular forge is missing, but well, it was replaced by two molecular forges. I just decided to transport it from here to here. We have more space, we can have multiple of them, so should we want to make, let's say, a bunch of supercoolant at once, we can do so. But well, my friends, the time has come for us to do a final optimization to our interior base over here. We already have transferred the water reclamation system for our bathrooms, our carbon dioxide filtration system. There is still plenty of carbon dioxide to be filtrated, but it's going to take a little bit of time for all of it to reach this area. Now, this thing is the final thing that I wanted to do. I kind of just wanted to wait until we had a good amount of water, because we are probably just going to vacuum all of it from here to here. Now, there is just a few things that I like to, well, just say. I decided to incorporate the build like this. At first was until this point, but then I decided, you know what, let's incorporate these buildings so that we have like a huge square face to the base, you know. Small aesthetical thing is disregard that, okay? But one of the interesting features of this is just this airflow tile over here, because we are going to get more water. We are going to get water all the way over here, right? And we don't want to have packets of carbon dioxide trapped in here. So as the water goes up, it pushes the carbon dioxide to either side. So through here it will just go up. There is plenty of space, but in here there is not. That's why we have these airflow tiles, because that way the carbon dioxide will be pushed into the oxyfern farm. But with that said, let's go into the deconstruction tool, buildings, deconstruct all of this, please. And there we go. So now we'll have all of that water flow to there. The game didn't crash or at the moment, which is always very, very nice. Whenever we are moving large amounts of fluid at once, sometimes the game doesn't like that, but this was not one of those times. Yo, what the hell? Stress vomiting? What for? Like, why are you so low morale? Oh. There is no berry sludge. You guys could warn me about these things, you know, no berry sludge. I know. Kinda sucks. Okay, I'll make sure I'll send you some. Don't worry. Like, I find amazing that these guys do nothing all day and they find a way to get themselves stressed out, right? Travaldo, if you were a dupe on a rocket towards a planet, not this rocket, this one. If you were this one, okay, this Travaldo, going towards a planet which is both extremely hot and extremely cold at the same time, I could understand your stress, but look at Travaldo, look at his composure. He's not vomiting or stressing out, he's quite happy about the challenge. Alright, my friends, wonderful news. Our dupes have arrived at the Frosty planet. Let's take a look over here. Let's deploy a rover to help us out, you know. A rover friend is always a good idea. And let's land the rocket right there. Now, for now, I'm not going to give them any work orders other than just deconstruct all of the machinery. I want everything gone. I won't rebuild it until we have like this system collecting water built, so that we can have a more controlled temperature around this place. Only then will it make sense. So yeah, our dupes have plenty to do, and now, because they have that regenerative trait, they can take a little bit of damage and be okay with it. I can tell you right now, my friends, this is going to be wonderful to clean up. Uh-huh, not messy at all. Nope, nope, no mess. No mess at all. But in the end, I'm pretty certain that the end result is going to be totally worth it, having a planetary level... Oh, hello. Having a planetary level sauna, I'm pretty certain is going to be pretty cool. And besides, it's not like anything important is being broken or anything. Like, we can fail and fail and fail, because we can always return in here and repair the systems for as long as we want to. Well, my friends, while there is plenty of tasks for our dupes to do over here, which they are, I'm pretty certain, going to do admirably, we should probably try to focus on other things back home. We already have done most of our scaffolding optimization and base expansion and all of that. I just have to build a couple of extra rooms and all of that. We can do that on the background. Now, this project over here is also something that we have been doing on the background. It's pretty much ready. All we have to do is input something hot to turn this water into steam, and we are going to be golden, and put some supercoolant into these pipes. Now, one thing, my friends, that I mean, we spoke about doing was trying to get the 3 endings in this playthrough, right? Let's go over here. Trying to get the 3 endings with the obvious focus being on this one, because it's the spaced out DLC. However, one of the requirements towards getting this ending over here, or this end game objective, is to build a great monument. This thing takes a stupid amount of steel. It's ridiculous. I'm pretty certain that all the lime that we have over here on the water world is not going to be enough. I'm pretty certain this is not enough. Because we also, you know, going to need the steel for other things. So, we could technically start thinking about making a bookshelf farm. I'm just going to make a couple of rooms over here. I still need to think about that a little bit. Also, given that there is like one final objective for all of this carbon dioxide, right? Just like the last season, I would like to get a slickster farm also running. That might take a little while for me to get running, but yeah, those are 2 things that I think we also are going to add to our colony. The slicksters, well, you know, it's just free crude oil, and that's always nice. And the bookshelves is actually a necessity, because there is no other way of getting quick, quote-unquote, lime. So the objective is quite simple. This is probably not going to be the final form. We need to do something like this. A box of sorts. Something like this, right? And then a tiny little room over here with a door right there. So, this thingy, right, is going to monitor the bookshelves. The bookshelves are going to be wild. We are not going to tame them. They are just going to exist over here. This thing is going to collect the egg, and then is going to send it over here into a separate room. The critter hatches, and the door opens and drops the critter inside of the chamber. This is just to prevent our dupes from being spanked by the bookshelves every time they need to come over here. You know what, my friends, I say screw it. Let's tame these bookshelves now. The reason why I didn't want to tame the bookshelves is quite simple. They eat rot. That's their diet. And, well, let's go into the other planet and see that for ourselves. Right, let's select one of you angry bastards. They are angry right now, as you can see, by the mean look in their eyes. Hello, where is your... okay, this doesn't help a lot. I'm sorry, my friends. In any case, are non-hostile creatures, yeah, I don't know about that, that eat polluted dirt and rot pile. Yeah, their diet is a little bit difficult to get, especially when we are at the stage of the game where none of our food rots. But But, well, we can change that. We can force our food to rot. And so the idea is quite simple. We are going to do a reverse thingy of this side, right? Over here, we are going to put all of our poke shells. We are even going to create a pool for them because I know they like salt water, and so I'm going to give it to them. The same principle of having the eggs go upstairs is going to apply. However, we are also going to get a rotting chamber. We are going to pretty much do something like this over here, right? A weight plate connected to a conveyor shutoff that is going to be connected towards the pincher farms and water wheel thingies. The reason for that is because we are going to have a stupid amount of lettuces. It still doesn't show right there, we only have a little bit because we have been converting most of our mushrooms and stuff like that. But soon we are going to have a ridiculous amount of lettuces, and right now we already have a ridiculous amount of pinches, so getting a couple of those pinches to rot would probably work in our favor. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to siphon a little bit using a weight plate. The food is going to stay in a special chamber that the dupes cannot access. Once it rots, it gets sent over here to be used as food for our poke shells. My friends, I don't think I have ever seen such a beautiful mess. Look at this mess. Oxygen, polluted oxygen, steam, water, brine, polluted water, ice, all of the things, all falling at the same time. There is some beauty in chaos. That must. Oh Jesus! This is so beautiful that words even fail me. Well, my friends, chaotic beauty aside, this episode is almost up. We are just going to let this one set up so that future me remembers to do this, because one of the things that I am an expert on doing is telling you guys that I'm going to do something and then I end up not doing it because I forget. Yeah, that happens a lot. So if I have this, future me will remember and we will continue the building this thing. However, it's quite explanatory, right? We have a small chamber over here where the eggs are going to be sent. Once they hatch, the critter sensor will detect the critter, open the doors, everything will fall. These will pick up the eggs once again and send it over here. In here, we are going to have that pulse system. Because once the doors open, the critter sensor will read the critters from here and here, which means he's going to just send a constant green signal, not closing those doors. However, if we pulse it, that thing will eventually turn red, closing the doors, and then the eggs will be delivered over there. We'll make a really quick pulse so that these open and close really quickly, so that there is no risks of just constant looping around. And over here we are going to have the other chamber where we are just going to drop pinches or lettuces, let them rot, and then grab them and send them out of here. In fact, I have to deconstruct that because it's too close. I need to have a little bit of space over there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Once it becomes rot, an auto sweeper will pick it up and drop it over here in this chamber, so that those critters can have something to eat, because we don't exactly produce a lot of rot around here. But well, my friends, future me is going to have plenty of fun, not only making the poke shell farm, but also dealing with this mess. Yeah. This is going to be very, very interesting, I can tell you. Now, my friends, pretty much the way that this is going to go is just we have to mine as much ice as we can, replace as many plates over here as we can, so that we can start balancing the temperature on the planet. This is how we are going to pretty much transport the temperature around, by using the water and the ice on the volcanoes. And hopefully by doing that we will be able to just balance the temperature completely to the point that we have a bunch of steam, and then we can just find a way to exhaust all of this yucky stuff out of here. But yeah, like I said, that's something for future me to do. And yeah, we cannot forget about this thingy, but this is pretty much already built. Future me will just have to pretty much finish a few details and get himself some eggs in the printing pod. Until this point we have had a bunch of opportunities of getting those eggs in the printing pod, but I never took it. But now, if we get it, I will have a place to grow those nasty creatures over there. But With all of that said, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!